Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video, and it is time for yet another match review. It ended at Ashton Gate, Bristol City 1, Blackburn 1. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. For City, it was an unchanged lineup from the win away at Swansea in the FA Cup. So it was Max O'Leary in goal, back four of Campering, Rob Atkinson, Zach Vine and George Tanner, Matty James and Cal Naismith in the midfield, Semenyo, Scott, Sykes and Nahki Wells up top. For Rovers, who'd just been absolutely thumped away at Rotherham 4-0, it was Thomas Kaminski in goal, Akin Costello, Ayala, Wharton, Pickering, Morton, Buckley, Hedges, Dack, Diaz and Jack Vale up top. The first half was largely quiet, but City did have a few chances, so did Blackburn. Ben Barrett and Diaz should have put Rovers ahead with a literal tap-in at the back post. A wonderful ball in from Ryan Hedges from the right-hand side. Barrett and Diaz came in like he normally does. He puts it over the bar when he should have probably made it 1-0 Rovers, but that was probably the biggest chance of the first half. One important thing to take away from that first half was both of the Blackburn centre-halves were booked. Daniel Ayala was booked on 38 and Scott Wharton was booked on 43 just before half-time. And that, if you take into consideration what happened in the second half, and with the running power we do have in Semenyo, in Nahki Wells, and sometimes even Alex Scott, that is a very clear advantage and something that in the end Bristol City did manage to target. We did manage to target Ayala and Scott Wharton, and we did get Ayala sent off. But we'll talk about that in more detail right now. 9 minutes in the second half, on 54, Bradley Dack picks up the ball in midfield for City, incredibly sleepy. Just don't switch on in any way whatsoever. Bradley Dack picks it up and works his way right. Slips a ball in to Tyler Morton past Rob Atkinson. It's not great defending from Rob, who, to be fair, had a very good game. Morton drives, puts it right across the box. Bradley Dack picks it, one touch into the corner past Max, who's kind of two-footed. It's not an easy one for Max, and Zach Viner doesn't cover himself in glory. Apart from that, I thought Atkinson and Zach Viner had two reasonably solid games. I think our defence at that point just switched off. Normally Naismith is there, normally Matty James is there, just to get a foot in, try and get something on it and get that ball away. Wasn't to be. City do concede, but what we have seen over the past 6 games now, unbeaten, that we do have some sort of fight in us. I am confident this City team could possibly come back and get a goal back if we do go 1-0 down, which I wouldn't have said games prior to that. So that's something that's very evident to see. City are much more of a fighting team now. And yeah, that's what we did on 68. Antoine Semenyo took advantage of a spill from Thomas Kaminski. It was a shot from Zach Vine, who drove all the way forward from his own half. Had a shot, it was spilled, it was saved by Kaminski. 2 City players were on it. Semenyo was the one who just tapped it in, and it was 1-1. So, with that, City were, back in the game like we normally are. And then on 74, Daniel Ayala is booked for a second time. The ball goes over the top of him. Nahki Wells beats him for pace, like you'd expect Nahki Wells to. And then what Nahki Wells does now is something that's very clever. I'd say any other player just goes and runs at the ball. Nahki Wells kind of slows his run down, knows full well Daniel Ayala's on a booking, makes sure Daniel Ayala brings him down. Referee has absolutely no choice but to give him a second booking. I know referees don't want to give us, decisions, but we do get that time. And yeah, that was the second booking, and I thought City targeted Ayala and Wharton really well with Nahki Wells and Semenyo running in behind, because it was something that's also going to be useful if we do manage to execute it in the second half, and we did. Another important thing that happened in the second half was the Sam Bell disallowed goal. It was slipped in from Cal Naismith. It was really well slipped in, actually, really good ball. Sam Bell got in down the right-hand side, and it looked like City had won it with, I think, 7 minutes to go. I think it was 83rd minute. He scored. Well, didn't score, but put the ball in the back of the net. It looked really tight with the one still image that we have on Twitter at the moment. It looked really tight. I am unsure, and I think for moments like this we do need VAR in the Championship, and I think it does. I think it does make it fair. How it's run, it's not great, but we do need VAR in the Championship, in my opinion, if we are to get decisions like that, which are really tight. It's really tight. It's even harsh on the refs. It's really tight. It's really tight. So look, it's possibly harsh, and with the lack of technology we have in the Championship compared to the Premier League, yeah, it's not great. It's not ideal either. So I think VAR in the Championship would help that situation, to help combat the situation, but we don't have that moment. That's what we've got to work with, and that it looks really tight. I can't really give a definite opinion on it. So Sam Bell did put the ball in the back of the net. It was offside. It would have been an incredible moment if it was given, because Sam Bell scored in midweek against Swansea in the FA Cup, and then if he scored again, Ashton Gay for the South Stand, it would have been incredible. Didn't, unfortunately, and it ended 1-1. And towards the end, you go, 16 minutes plus injury time. I think it was 6 minutes, 22 minutes. We've played with an extra man. Can we go ahead and capitalise on that? We didn't, and I don't think it's too bad of a draw. It's 6 unbeaten, which is very important as well. Now we have to go away to Preston, first home to West Brom, make sure we are, competitive, and hopefully we go through. It will be a tough game, it will, obviously, but we have to make sure we go and get away at Preston and get at least a point, because that, again, struggled at Deepdale recently, just recent years, but if we go there and get a win, that would be really good. At the moment, as it stands, City are 9 points clear of the relegation zone, or is it 8 and 9? I think we're 8 points clear of the relegation zone. I think we're 9 points away from the playoffs. I'm not looking too far into the playoffs, obviously. I think we're just more focused on getting that point scat from us to the relegation zone, at least at 10, and then I think we should be okay. I don't think the bottom 3 is that good. They should be able to get 10 points on us. So, it ended at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 1, Blackburn 1. That is my thoughts on the game. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Bristol City, another game without a penalty. That is obviously now the norm. It's just a social convention now. You just expect... It's another penalty shout, Lucky Wells. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole thing in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on Diane Ayala's red card. Do you think it was fair? I think it was. And yeah, let me know. Again, Blackburn's first draw of the season. Blackburn fans, how do you feel about the results? City fans, how do you feel about the results? 6 unbeaten. Faith restored Nigel Pearson? I'd say somewhat so. Thank you guys very much for watching. Keep safe, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.